Hey guys, so things are a little bit crazy this morning. I've almost quit a couple times. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. So happy Pride. No, we have not gone backwards in time. Today is National Coming Out Day, and it is the day that my city in Central California does our Pride, because if we did it back in June, everybody would have died of heat stroke. So it is October 11th, and we are doing our Pride. I am running incredibly late. So normally we speed everything up to 1.34 speed, and you may be watching this in hyper mode. I am super late. I have spent the morning trying to negotiate with the post office. The custom made bag I got for today, I thought we needed a clear bag for stadium policies because we are doing today at the Valley Strong Baseball Park. Yeah, they have relaxed the policies. I could have just gone with any regular tote bag. Well, it doesn't matter because I don't get it for today. So we will do a special unboxing when that comes in, which will be, I don't know, whenever I can pick it up. They have really screwed me. Not the Etsy seller. She was wonderful. Jessica, I love you. You were great. I am so sorry that I was not able to show your bag today. I was really looking forward to it. So we will do a special video dedicated just to you. And we will find an event to go to show it off. I may just have to walk around the mall. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But so I am running way late. I may even miss getting to hang out with my friends because they're only going to be there at the very beginning for about an hour. I am rushing. So what better time to showcase some new products, because why not? We're already late. Let's go ahead and press our luck. By the way, TikTok can see the outfit. YouTube, most of my content today is going to be filmed vertically. So go to TikTok. I'll drop the link. Anyway, let's not get into that right away. I am not going to be using a lot of primer. My skin's going to be very greasy today. So we're just going to go in with a serum SPF. This is going to be my first layer. So this is the Sheer Touch Face Serum from Hawaiian Tropic. I don't use this a lot, but I am going to be using quite a bit of extra finishing sunscreen because I'm going to be reapplying and reapplying and reapplying. The high is supposed to be, I think, about 78 today. But because of the amount of people, because we're going to be in a stadium with a bunch of reflected lighting and stuff, there's going to be the heat factor. Let me just put it that way, is going to be a lot. And so I do anticipate sweating. So I do already have packed extra sunscreen and a powder and spray. Hello, brain, not a good time to stop functioning. Retouching, setting sprays, and setting powders. There we go. Here we are. Okay, so that's already packed in my secondary bag. That is my backup because my custom made one is now stuck at the post office. Yeah, so I put a stop order so that this morning I could go to the main post office and pick it up on the way. It would have meant an extra bus to get there. I would have had to go from here to the post office, from the post office to the stadium. But I was willing to do it to make sure that my bag got here. Tracking showed it stuck in Wisconsin, even though Jessica did upgrade my shipping for me to make sure it got here in time. But you know, it's the post office and it did what it wanted to and it got stuck. I did try to pay for the intercept that would have stopped it at the correct post office, but the site was malfunctioning and I couldn't get it. And so I did have a customer service ticket and it stopped it at the wrong post office. So it is time for me to switch to my winter color. And normally I would go all the way back down to a 110, but I was really good with my SPF. So I think I should be okay going to a 115. So that's the shade we're going to try today in the Lumi Matte Foundation. It has been my favorite. So let's just go ahead, see if this is the match. I've been pulling really orange in the foundations, so this one shouldn't be that orange. Let's just go in. This is looking better. So let's just go in with this and let's see what we think. Yeah, I think this is looking better. And we'll just aggressively get this on. What do we think? Yeah, on camera it's looking better too. Now I do have a lot of natural redness in my, well, not natural. My skin itself is pretty pale, but I flush with any like motion at all. But this is not pulling that out at all. I like it. I think 115 is going to be my winter color. Yeah, 110 was just a little too pale because I've been good. I didn't have a big difference between winter and my summer color because I didn't get super tan over the summer. Now, I'm not super crazy late because I always put things in my calendar about half an hour before they actually start. So the gates do open at 11:30 and I had it in for 11, but because I'm riding a bus and the bus is the kind of thing where depending on how many people are also using the bus, it can be tricky to figure out how many other people are going to be slowing it down. And even though I am requesting like the private pickup, it's still not like, it's not just me. It can be just me, but if there's other people in the area, it'll stop and pick them up too. So it's not like the dial-a-ride where it's just me. Well, dial-a-ride isn't really just me either, but it's like halfway between dial-a-ride and the regular bus. So it's like the $5 one and it'll go kind of wherever. But because of Pride, I think there might be more people using it. So if I get there at like 12:45 instead of 1:30, you know. All right, I think we've got that pretty well beaten in. May not be the best match on my neck now that I look at it, but we'll make it work. We always do. All right, so our next new product, which is actually a new product, not just a new shade. I picked up this NYX Pro Fix Stick Correcting Concealer. It's this cute one in a shade, which I think is the second lightest shade. So we're just gonna go in here. I think I'm just gonna start here under my eyes to check it out. I wanted something easy this morning. Oh yeah, that's nice. See how that's just kind of melting in and giving me a little bit of help to wake myself up this morning, because y'all know I can sleep till like 4 if I want to. So as y'all know, I have a spare ticket. I go ahead and do some correcting while we're at it. My red areas. I bought my tickets the day they went on pre-sale. So normally the tickets, if somebody were like, get them at the box office right now, are 15. I got mine for 10. And I bought 2 because I was like, surely the time Pride rolls around, somebody will have wanted to go with me. I'll have found a boyfriend or maybe a girlfriend, who knows, or a friend of mine will have wanted to go. Somebody, maybe my roommate will have gotten the day off, and you know, he's not the kind that would have wanted to go all day, but maybe he would have been available to like drop me off, and maybe he'd be there if there was some sort of, you know, medical thing that popped up, or, you know, whatever. He'd be around to help me out. But he's at work, hence me needing the bus. But no, I still have a spare ticket and nobody wanted it. So sad face, which is why like my friend Benson and his husband will be there, but they're only gonna be there for an hour. So yeah, I'm gonna be there by myself. I like this. I might get it in other colors because that was really good. And it's NYX. It wasn't very expensive at all. Speaking of NYX, let me go in and get my eyebrows done real quick before I go in with other things, just to get them done and out of the way. So I knew I couldn't count on them to be there and hang out with me for other stuff. So there's going to be multiple main stage performances throughout the day. And I knew that I wanted to be there in time for the local drag performances because I've never actually been to a drag show. I know I wanted to go, but like around here, it's a big deal. Like the drag brunches are like kind of expensive. Like the tickets are like in the $50 range because it's like a huge like all-inclusive thing. It like includes your drink tickets and the food and like door prizes and this whole thing. I know I'm not directing it to camera. I don't have time to be fussing with picking up the extra little mirror and stuff. I'm trying to rush through. Sorry. And so it's like a whole thing. And then there's like the bingo. And of course that's your cards and the prizes and all that too. And so it's a little out of my price range, of course. And I planned a whole big eye look and everything, and none of it's happening. So we're just going to go with the quickest, dirtiest, not dirty, but you know what I mean. Okay. So I was thinking I wanted to go in with these, but maybe not. Oh, this will be nice, I think. Okay. So drag brunch. I need other options. Yeah. So I have not seen one because of the cost factor. That's what we're getting at. And I've always wanted to. I never really got the chance. So I'm looking forward to that. And then there's going to be a Chapel Roan tribute and a Billie Eilish tribute. And of course, I've never seen either of the real performers. So getting to see that is going to be really cool, I think. And so I want to see those, but they're like spread out throughout the day. And of course, it's not like I can, you know, go back and forth since I have to get there using the transit. I think I need to lay down a primer of some sort. I don't want to try and find anything, so I'm just going to use this. All right, this is too much. Okay. And so I'm going to probably just try and like camp out with my little chair. But then I'm just going to be sitting there like by myself with my little chair. And then anytime I need to get up, if I don't want my chair to like disappear, probably shouldn't be using that finger, sorry. I'm going to have to like pick everything up and like take it with me. So sorry, it is 11 o'clock. Okay, I have really got to move it. And then I may lose that spot, so then I'll have to like find another spot. But I mean, I don't particularly care so much if the chair gets stolen because we got it from the Dollar Tree, but then if it does get stolen, then what am I going to sit on for the rest of the day, right? I guess I could just plant myself on the grass, but that's not very comfortable. And I have to carry around my my cane and my knee brace because my knee's been flaring up really bad the last couple days. So I ended up changing my original outfit plan, which is not a big deal. It's actually kind of more festive to do it this way, but I just don't know how that's going to work, kind of walking around in a crowded area all day. But you know what? Now that I put that down, I don't know if I need to change my thoughts on this. No, maybe not. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, hold on. Okay. Just changing it up a little. All right. I'm going to put my favorite kind of sheerish color over the whole lid, and then I'm going to do what I had originally planned. Yeah. Okay, not what I had originally planned. So if you've been around for a little while, you know that the original plan was to recreate again the heteroflexible flag. I do not have time for that this morning. So then new plan was going to be to just do a bisexual like eye look just across the lash line, just kind of a cute little loop along the edge. But then I put the kind of primer all over the lid because I'm a dumbass. So now the idea, just kind of do a little lid shimmer sheer and then do the thing along the lash line. You'll see. And actually I like this idea, because this color is just kind of a fun like pop of something, and then we'll do the like liner kind of thing. Yeah, I like that. Oh, okay. If you're gonna screw up. Yeah, that makes sense in my head. Okay, find my brush. Let's keep going. Okay. Do you know how many times I almost just like gave up and I was like, screw it, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Which has coincidentally been what has happened like every other time I've wanted to go to Pride in the last few years. I've actually bought outfits to go to Pride before, and I actually donated the dress I had bought to go to Pride the last couple years just recently to the LGBTQ Hue group in town, The Source, who are the ones that put this on. They do a clothing station for people who are transitioning or who might be gender fluid or non-binary. Basically anyone who feels othered, who may not feel safe or comfortable going shopping in traditional, stores, or, who just might need a safe place to explore their gender identity. And they can go and get clothing, but also, maybe binders or hygiene products, shaving kits, wigs, makeup, interview clothes, just things that are going to help them to feel safe and accepted, finally themselves. And so I just have this thought that maybe if that dress got onto the racks and somebody in the size that I used to be, because I'm not wearing it today because I can't fit it anymore because I've lost weight, but maybe, it's made it to them and they're going to be there today. And I'm not going to go up to anybody and embarrass them. Of course, that would never be anything that I ever want to do. But, maybe just I see them across the way today and I just kind of subtly glance over and I just know that they've found something that makes them feel beautiful and accepted and loved. And I was a part of that, Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that just be the most amazing thing? Look out across and just know that I made a difference. Anyway, that's the chances of that happening are slim. I know that, but I'd love it if that were the case, I would absolutely love it if that were the case. And it could happen. I mean, I donated it with potentially enough time. And maybe they were. Maybe, they went and were just on the off chance, that something was there and they were feeling like safe enough to look for something for Pride. Because when I did donate, I went in there with Richard and I wanted to show him the station, And so we went in there, and at the time, it looked like they were mostly like suit jackets and ties and stuff like that. So having more feminine presenting clothes would have been a big bonus. So the coordinator would, I think, want to try and get some of the more, feminine clothing out there pretty quickly, I think. And they seemed really passionate about the project. So I know they were very swamped in these last couple days getting ready for Pride, but I purposely put that dress on top. So if they were looking through the clothing bags, they would have seen it like right away, So maybe, maybe it got out there. So it could happen. But anyway, that was just, a little fun I had. You never do charity in the hopes that you get thanked for it. But it would just be neat is all I'm saying. If I could see that kind of turnaround and just see somebody being happy. Because that's what you really want. You want to see that impact. You want to know that what you did matters. And I don't care if I never see it. Of course I don't. You don't want somebody to have to stand out in those situations because that's not the point. The point is that they blend in, that they don't have to be othered anymore, that they can just be like everybody else if they want to. Of course, if you want to stand out, do it. But if they just want to be like everybody else, if they don't want to be looked at as somebody different, they don't have to. And I would never want them to if they don't want to be. If they just want to be like everybody else, then be like everybody else. I mean, we're kind of boring. Like, you don't have to be like the rest of us, don't. But if that's what you want, if you just want to be like all the rest of us and not stand out, then don't, Anyway, I am trying to get this done. That's too wet. Okay. Would it have been smart to have cleaned all my brushes before this so that I had nothing but clean brushes? Yeah. Was I smart about this? No. Was I just spending all my time freaking out about other things? Yeah. Well, but we're pretty close to done with this eye look, I'd say. I'm not going to do a bunch of contouring or anything like that. I want to keep this very simple because, like I said, I'm going to be adding translucent setting powder with SPF in it, and I also have setting spray with SPF in it, so I'm gonna be doing lots of touch-ups, and I don't want to be carrying around a whole lot of extra makeup, so I'm not going to be bringing my contour and blush and yada yada yada. Like, I'm going to be bringing some like shiny lip oil, some chapstick, and some tissues for like sweat and like dabbing and shit, and that's it. So what do we think? Can you see it? Is it too subtle? I feel like the purple isn't purpling. Okay, and then to finish it off, I'm literally just going to do my waterline and some mascara, my bottom waterline. So let me make sure that my hands are clean. I don't want any transfer. And then I'm gonna do some blush, some highlighter, and finish off my lip, and we are out the door. Actually, okay, so for my hair, I've got these cute little clips. So I'm gonna put my hair up in a ponytail and then add the clips because it's gonna go with my little Satan, well, not Satan, well, yeah, maybe. So this says, kiss who you want, and it's got the rainbow. I will show pictures of everything. I'll add it at the end, but we are running out the door, so we're not that late. I don't think we're that late, so all right. So something just simple underneath like that for a little bit of pop. I don't like a heavy waterline at all. Some mascara. Where is my waterproof one? Right here. Unless, are you waterproof? No. All right, that is done. Just a little something. All right. Add some blush. Get these out of the way. And I'm okay with a little bit of blush blindness today because it's Pride. And I like this one. All right. Now to finish it up, let's go with some highlighter. And again, it's Pride, so I'm going to go for the blingy one. I know. All right. So this one has some holographic pink and blue shimmer. I don't know if it's catching on camera, but trust me, it's there. I'm going to do it across here, a little bit down the nose. And because it is so blingy, we're just going to leave it there. All right, lips. Let's see. Let's go for a combo that I haven't done in a while. Just got some chapstick on, so let's remove that. Get my lips nice and dry. So I'm going to go in with a brown lip liner. Looks like I might have gone a little too far out the lines here. Looks like I really went out of the lines. Okay, back in business. I would apologize for my horrible lip liner skills, but we already know that. All right, now we're going to go in with the Maybelline Super Stay Final Ink in the shade 35 Cheeky. And I'm going to really blend these edges in with a lip brush. I just want the barest hint of a little darkness at the edges. And then I'm going to finish the edge with a Q-tip to make sure it's nice and smooth. Like that. What do we think? All right, so this is my final look. I am going to hit it with this setting spray, and then throughout the day I'm going to hit it with more. I'm not setting with powder at this stage because I want to lock it in, and then I'll add powder as needed to take in any sweat. All right, so this is it. I will, like I said, add pictures of the finished hair, makeup, full outfit throughout the day. Okay, guys, remember, as always, stay safe, be kind to yourself. I love you. Happy Pride, happy National Coming Out Day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.